All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, welcome to the Brandon Coin Show. And today we're talking about GPUs to avoid buying as of March 4th, 2021 for crypto mining. So let's get it. There we are. Okay, I clicked the wrong scene. And now we're going to start at the top, and I'm going to give you a very basic overview of each card, why you should avoid buying them. I'm going to hurt some people's feelings. A lot of people aren't going to agree with everything, but guess what? This is just an opinion. You don't have to listen to it. But I feel like I have some valid points here. So starting off at the top, GT 730, it can't mine anything worthwhile. It can mine some things. If you already have it, it's not like you need to throw it in the trash. If you can find something that it can actually mine, that's great, but it's not going to generate anything that's actually going to be worthwhile. Same with the GT 1030. I can't find anything that actually you can generate anything significant on. Now going down here, this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. The GTX 1050. A lot of people have these cards. This is the 2 GB variant. Apparently, it can mine something on NiceHash. It's rating it at 59 cents a day at 65 watts. But these cards are still selling for $150 to $200 on eBay, and at that price, it is a big not recommend. There are 2 GB cards, so they can't mine Ravencoin. They can't mine a majority of the large major coins to mine. Stay away from it. Do not buy. Now, GTX 1050 Ti, you notice this is highlighted in yellow. This is a borderline buy. These are 4 GB cards. Apparently, they can do about 89 to almost $1 a day at about 65 watts if you underclock them. The problem is people want too much money for these cards. People are buying 1050 Ti's apparently for $200 to $250. If you already have one, that's great. Put that thing to work. Make it mine. But if you go and buy a 1050 Ti for 250, man, it's just as soon as profitability comes back down, you're never gonna ROI that thing. At least not in a year, not in 2 years. So 1050 Ti, big, don't recommend it. Now going down into the older generation stuff, GTX 980 and 980 Ti. The 980 Ti is actually the top performer on our list. It does $1.83 a day. The issue is it burns so much power. 250 watts out of a 980 Ti to get that kind of revenue. If you already have one, that's great. Mine on it, have it make you a little bit of heat, but the problem is it burns way, way too much power. And right now in the wintertime, it's not a big deal. But coming into the summertime, 250 watts constantly burning in your bedroom or in your office or wherever that's going to be, that's significant. A rig of these, a 6 card rig, would be that'd put off more heat than like a space heater. So yeah, GTX 980 Ti, don't recommend it because it burns too much power for what it makes. Same with the 980. And on down the list, 970 doesn't generate enough for how much power it burns. 960 doesn't generate enough for how much power it burns. And 950. Basically, all down the line. If you have them, yeah, that's great. Use them, but don't buy them. It's not recommended. Now, I'm gonna preface all this. Now, if somebody's offering you a 980 Ti for $50, buy it. But if you have to pay anywhere near current market value on any of these cards, it's a big avoid. So yeah, I'm just prefacing it with that. Now, down at the bottom of the list on the Nvidia side, the P10690 3 GB cards. These are basically cut down GTX 1063 gigs, but they don't perform as well as 1063 gigs. They actually perform worse in every possible way. Apparently, they can do about 92 cents a day. I think that was on Ravencoin. But Ravencoin is going to be, I believe Ravencoin is going to be growing, and 3 GB cards aren't going to be able to mine it for much longer. I don't know how true that is, so take that with a grain of salt. But I do know that P10690s, they have very few algorithms that are profitable right now. So avoid those because people are I didn't P10690s used to be like $40. Nobody wanted those. Now they're going for 180, 220 on eBay. It's crazy, crazy. Don't buy those cards, guys. Now going over here on the AMD side of things, just keeping it rolling. We're not trying to waste any time today. Any R9 GPU. So that's your R9 290, R9 390, R9 280, 270, 380, 370. You can get those in 8 GB versions on the 290X and the 390 and that kind of thing. They actually can make some decent mega hash, 25, almost 30. But the issue is they have the same problem that the 980 and 980 Ti. They burn more power. A 290X, you're going to be burning 200 plus watts to get 28 mega hash. And right now, technically, that is profitable. But when profitability settles back out and comes down, that's going to be very unprofitable very quick and also be putting off a ton of heat into the wintertime. So unless you can get these cards at a dirt cheap price, don't recommend them. R7 GPUs, most of them don't have the VRAM available, and they're also cut down dies, so I don't recommend any of those. Most of them don't make more than 40 to 50 cents a day right now, so avoid all those. R7 270s, R70, R7 270Xs, nah, stay away from them. Now this one's probably gonna hurt more feelings than a lot of people. This is probably the newest card on this list, the RX 5500 XT 4 GB. The 8 GB I actually really like, but the 4 GB card, people still want big money for these things. They can do about $1 a day. I believe that was on something, I don't know, Beam. But the problem is they want way too much money. People are asking $350, almost $400 for a 5500 XT 4 GB. The only way I would ever buy one of these things is if someone was in the like $150 price range or lower. Just because it's got low VRAM, so you're limiting yourself on what you'll be able to mine long term. And basically that follows suit down this list: 564 gigs, 554 gigs, and 464 gigs. Unless you can get them dirt cheap, ladies and gentlemen, avoid them, because right now profitability, it has been inflated for the last almost month and a half. But when profitability comes back down and these cards are making 10 to 15 cents a day, they're never going to ROI. So just avoid that like the plague. It's better to spend a little bit more money and get a decent card that's good at mining. And basically everything older than what I mentioned right now. So all your GTX 800s, 700s, stay away. Just stay away from them. And all your AMD stuff older than the R7 and R9 generations, stay away from them. It's just they're not going to be able to put out the hash rate for a reasonable amount of wattage, or they're not going to be able to mine anything relevant. So yeah, this is your GPU what GPUs to avoid guide, because so many people were asking me about this stuff. But basically anything above this, you're good to go. Obviously everything has to be bought at the right price, so really try not to overpay too much. Yep, and there's my phone. So everybody that always complains about my phone, love you guys. Have a good one. Adios.